Wonderhussy here. Do you hear that? Well, okay, you might actually hear the dim roar of the interstate in the background, but for the most part, it's absolute silence. And that is something I have not been able to enjoy for a long time. I just come off that 3-week Route 66 road trip, which was absolutely amazing. I mean, incredible, life-affirming, spirit-affirming. Let me tell you something. There is no better way to take the temperature of America, well, other than sticking your finger right up its you-know-what, than to take a road trip right through the heartland. And that's what we did, stopping in all those little towns along the way. I got to talk to so many wonderful folks in so many amazing little towns. And the surprising thing was, everybody seemed pretty happy. Okay, if you watch the news, you'd think everybody was addicted to fentanyl and pornography and shooting each other. And I don't know, man. The people that I interacted with, everybody was feeling pretty good about things. And it was just an overwhelmingly positive experience. That being said, it was also an overwhelmingly exhausting experience. Because in a lot of those little towns, there was people waiting to meet me, and I enjoyed meeting everybody, but it just took a lot out of me. So I'm finally headed back home from Chicago. I actually left Chicago. Well, Mumford and I left Chicago. Oh my God, it's all a blur now. We got there on the 25th, and then Mumford and I stayed over the 26th, 27th just to kind of see some sights. You know, I had never been to Chicago before, and it was incredible. I really enjoyed my time in that city. But eventually, yes, we did have to leave because it's very expensive there. So we stopped off and visited his mom, which was cool. I got to meet Mumford's mom. And then we headed on out. We stayed in Iowa one night. Got to dip my toes in the Mississippi. Poor Mumford. He just wanted to go straight home. But I was like, come on, can we stop here? Can we stop there? I didn't want the adventure to end, you know? If it was up to me, I would just keep on traveling forever. You know, that's what I always say. The road goes on forever, and the party never ends. Well, unfortunately, I guess that's a somewhat unrealistic approach to life. The party does eventually have to end, or one party ends and another party begins. And so that's kind of what happened with me and Mumford. We headed down to Iowa, and I made him stop. He wanted to just keep plowing through. But I was like, oh, come on, please, Mumford. I just want to stop and drink a margarita and dip my feet in the mighty Mississippi, okay? I don't get... There goes my peace and quiet. Roll on, brother. Listen, if you bought it, a truck brought it, okay? I learned that at the second place I made Mumford stop, okay? The first place I made him stop was so I just wanted to sit at the side of the Mississippi River for a minute and drink a margarita and just, you know, watch the boats go by and just enjoy life for a minute. And so we did that. And then the next day I made him stop at the world's biggest truck stop in Wolcott, Iowa, which is one of my favorite places on earth. I don't know why. I'm just really into trucks and trucking, and like I said, if you bought it, a truck brought it, man. Those are the unsung heroes of the American economy. So anyway, I wanted to go to the truck museum over there. They got a trucking museum with all these historical trucks, but it didn't open until noon. And at first, Mumford very begrudgingly was like, well, all right, we can wait around till noon. But then I started thinking about it. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I actually want to be home in time for 4th of July. And 4th of July kind of snuck up on me. So I started thinking about it, like, Mumford was right all along. We really didn't have time to be dilly-dallying our way back across the USA, as painful as it was for me to admit that. So, we continued on, but I said, okay, at least we went into the gift shop part of the world's biggest truck stop. At least, you know, he allowed me we probably were in there for about a half hour. But then we rolled on down the highway and stayed the night in North Platte, Nebraska, because out of everything on that trip, I really wanted to stop at least one place to shoot a video, and I really wanted to go to the North Platte Bailey Yard. Okay, it's the world's biggest rail yard. At least it is for now. I'm not sure if they build that one out in Barstow. I think that might even end up being bigger than the Bailey yard. And won't that be something else? Because that'll be right in my backyard. I can go look at it anytime I want. But I'm only in North Platte, Nebraska every now and then. And so I did sweet talk Mumford into stopping in North Platte. And we stopped there for the night because the tower wasn't open by the time we got there. I talked him into going. I wanted to go skinny dipping. I never got a chance to go Well, actually, I did there was a couple times I did skinny dip on the Route 66 trip. One time in Oklahoma and one time in Missouri. Like beautiful little creek. I didn't shoot any footage of it, but it was gorgeous. But I don't know. I wanted to go. It was hot. I wanted to go just dip my feet in the water again. So there was this little lake right off I-80 in North Platte, and so I didn't actually skinny dip in it because the water was kind of funky. I just put my feet in it for a while, drank a margarita, and then we went and got a hotel, and then we went to the Bailey Yard. There's a golden spike observation tower that you can pay $12 to go to the top of, and you can see over the whole yard. So I did that yesterday morning, but then, Mumford was sick. Mumford got sick. I think just from all the traveling and all the hotel rooms. I mean, I must have stayed in 22, 23 different hotels last month. And when I say hotel, I really mean motel. And when I say motel, I really mean no-tell. Because some of those places, woo-wee, I mean, if you've been watching, there was a crack pipe in one of them and a guy selling bricks of coke at another one. And no telling what kind of germs there was on them carpets. Mumford got bitten by spiders in one of them and had to go to the acute care out in New Mexico. He was in rough shape, and he started to get a flu, and so he wasn't feeling well. And I was like, okay, god dang. He lives in Colorado. And initially, I think his plan was he would drive me all the way back to where I live in Death Valley. But I thought, well, he's sick. And it just, I don't know. It really didn't make sense. I could have gone back to his place in Colorado and hung out for a few days while he was sick. But I also didn't feel good about that because I snore. I've come to find out, I snore apparently pretty loud. And he needed to rest up and get well. He just wanted to be home so he could get back to his fitness regimen. He's very fitness-minded. So I decided I best get myself a rental car and just drive myself the rest of the way from the Denver International Airport. So that's what we did after we went to the Golden Spike. Mumford dropped me off at the Denver Airport with that big blue satanic horse out front. Remember that? And I rented a car to just drive the rest of the way. Now, from Denver to Las Vegas, if I would have just driven straight through, I feel like it would have been like 11 hours or something like that. And I don't know how you feel about it, but I like to drive, but that's a lot of driving for me in one day. Golly, hold on, let me just shut up for a minute. This landscape is absolutely beautiful. I did get a complaint recently in my email saying that somebody used to watch my channel all the time, but they quit because now all I ever do is show my ugly face instead of these beautiful landscapes. Apparently he thinks I used to show the landscapes more than I do now, and now I just show too much of my face. I don't know. I don't feel like I've changed my shooting style at all, but anyway, here's where I am. And it is spectacularly beautiful. Okay, so I drove yesterday. So speaking of spectacularly beautiful, yesterday I drove from the Denver airport to Green River, Utah. So I went through the Rocky Mountains. Oh my God, talk about a spectacular drive. Then I come out of the Rocky Mountains. It was interesting because I was following the exact same route that I just did on that train journey with Bob back in March. We took the California Zephyr from San Francisco to Denver. Well, now I was basically backtracking along the exact same route through all those beautiful mountains and canyons and the Glenwood Canyon. Oh my God, it was unbelievable. And then when I came out of the canyons towards the Utah border, there's a big wildfire. Unfortunately, it's wildfire season. Big old wildfire was ablazing just outside Grand Junction. And so the sky was real smoky and nasty, but I just kept on driving to Green River, Utah. I got myself a room in Green River, and the skies were pretty clear there. So now I stayed the night. I'm refreshed-ish. And now I got to push on and drive the rest of the way to Las Vegas, drop my car off at the Vegas airport. And my sister had to go into Vegas anyway to get some supplies, so she's going to pick me up this afternoon. But the thing is, I got to be there by 3 p.m. Because I picked up the car yesterday at 3. Man, at first, I've actually never rented a car before, believe it or not. I don't know how or why, but I think I might have rented a car once about 26 years ago. Me and my mom went to Austin, Texas once because we was thinking of moving there. The whole family was going to move to Austin, Texas back in 2000. Oh my God, it's so nice. I just want to sit here on this sandstone for a minute. It's just the most perfect weather here right now. It's gorgeous. Yeah, we were all going to move to Austin back in the year 2000. And so my mom and I flew out there, and I guess I did rent a car at that time. We drove all around, and we ended up I don't know, it didn't suit us because we weren't used to the humidity, being from California. And besides that, they probably would have not wanted us there anyways, because you know how they go, don't California my Texas. Anyway, as much as I'd like to sit here yakking all day, I do have to get back on the road. Anyway, I don't have a whole lot of experience renting cars, so I looked up car rentals on Priceline, and for a one-way rental, it was like $600, which completely took me aback. Like I said, I don't have any experience renting cars, or not much. I didn't think it'd be that expensive. I guess a one-way rental, where you pick it up in one city and drop it in another city, is more expensive than if you bring it back to the same place. I don't know. So I was freaking out, like, oh dang, do I really want to spend $600? Maybe I should just hang out in Colorado and wait for Mumford to get better. But then I posted about it on Facebook, and one of the really nice people I met on I had a lot of suggestions from people. Rent a U-Haul, that's only $20 a day. Well, yeah, but then you got to pay for the mileage on top of it. It would have been $700. A really nice lady that I met on the Route 66 Caravan, she's from Texas. Stephanie, what up, Stephanie? She, her and her husband went on and found a way cheaper deal on, I think it's called rentalcars.com. Hot tip, rentalcars.com. I got a rental for like $233. That's including fees and taxes. Unbelievable. And then the most amazing thing about it is I just needed a little bitty car, right? It's just me, and you might wonder why didn't I just fly? Well, I had all these bags and bags of stuff that people gave me at all these meet and greet stops. You know, I got a lot of gifts, bottles of champagne, and a lot of dope, mushrooms, books, shirts. You know, people gave me a lot of stuff on this trip. Plus, I had a lot of my own gear. I had my suitcase, I had my makeup thingy, I had my costume. Like, it was just too much to fly with. So, flying was not an option. I had to rent this car. And $233 seemed very reasonable. I mean, yes, you have to factor in your time. You know, it is an 11-hour drive, so, you know, depending on how much you value your time, that adds up. Plus, I had to get a room. That adds up. Plus, I had to put gas in the dang rental car, which, well, I was going to say that adds up, but, oh my gosh, I've been driving a Toyota 4Runner for so long, I forgot how incredibly fuel efficient cars can be. So I rented this really nice Hyundai Sonata. It's a hybrid. I think it was brand new. It only had 300 miles on it when I got it. Unbelievable. I just filled the tank in Green River at the Loves before I left, and it was $39. This thing gets like 28 miles per gallon, if not more, and drives like a dream. I mean, I gotta be honest, it's got me thinking. Although I wouldn't be able to sleep in the back, nor would I be able to get to half the interesting places that I like going to. So realistically, this wouldn't be something I would want to drive all the time, but dang, for these long road trips, it's pretty bitchin'. Anyway, I better wrap this up for now because my phone is out of storage. I shot so much footage on that Route 66 trip, and I backed it up on an external hard drive, but I only brought one external hard drive with me, and you know those things can fail, so I need to get home and back everything up onto a second hard drive so that I can clean some of the footage off my phone, and I'll finish shooting this video then. Oh man, would you believe there's this awesome swimming hole right in the middle of Pahrump, but it's fenced off. Oh man, with not just a fence but also barbed wire and a no trespassing sign and a security cameras in use. Man, it looks like nobody has been to this swimming hole in a long time, but gosh, at one point there's a picnic table back there. There's even a porta potty. This must have been, or must be, an amazing private place to go skinny dipping. Unfortunately, I don't know the right people to get in here. Somebody told me I won't say who. Somebody told me there was a swimming hole in Pahrump, and so I looked all over on Google Maps, and I'm pretty sure this is the place they were talking about. What they didn't mention was the fact that it ain't open to the public. That's right. I'm back in Pahrump, which means these leatherette seats are hot because it is. Well, I'm filming this on July 1st. I just got back from. I got to the Vegas airport yesterday. My sister picked me up, and now I'm back on the edge of Death Valley. And yeah, these seats are hot. Although I will say, it's not as hot as it usually is this time of year. We're having an unseasonable cold snap. It's only 91 outside right now. Very unusual for this time of year. Normally it's at least 20, if not 30 degrees hotter. Anyway, I just came into town to check my mail and get a few groceries in preparation for the big 4th of July weekend. And for once in my life, since I wasn't in an all-fired hurry, I thought I'd go check out that swimming hole since I've had it pinned on my map for quite a while and I've been curious about it. And if you don't go, well, you never know. Unfortunately, the swimming hole didn't pan out, so if I want to go hang out by myself and drink a ranch water in private, well, I'm gonna have to go somewhere else. Not gonna lie, I'd rather have my ass planted in my floaty right now, but I guess this'll do. Cheers. I'm up here lurking in my favorite little hidey hole, high atop the Charles Brown outcrop in my little man cave, or I guess she shed. That's right, Ben is still traveling with me wherever I go. Say hi, Ben. Hi. But you know, she shed, man cave, whatever you want to call it. It's just a quiet little nook where nobody knows where I am. And that's why I'm enjoying it most of all. The last 3 weeks I was following an itinerary, a publicly posted itinerary where everybody knew where I would be at all hours of the day. And well, that was both a good thing and a bad thing. It was a good thing because a lot of people who watch my channel were able to come out and meet up with me and give me amazing gifts. I got some really cool stuff. In fact, I have one thing here with me. I wasn't able to make all the stops, and I feel really bad about that because apparently I missed, at least at a few stops, I missed some really nice people who had driven great distances in some cases, and then were probably really disappointed when I didn't make that stop. So if you were waiting at a stop that I didn't stop at, I'm really sorry. I did the best I could. These two guys spring to mind in, I think they were in San Bernardino. These two guys showed up at one of the stops that I didn't make it to. And they had the most amazing gift bag for me. This is part of the bag. It was a brown paper bag that they decorated with all these jewels and flowers and butterflies. Oh, sorry, it's kind of windy up here, but you can see they did. They glued little strips of rhinestones and butterflies and flowers and dragonflies on this bag that they then filled with gifts. I mean, look at that. They even put my initials, WH. I felt terrible. If you guys happen to be watching this video right now, thank you. I was extraordinarily touched by that gift bag you gave me. And again, I apologize for not being able to be at that stop. So that was one of the nice things about having a publicly posted itinerary. People knew where to wait for me to give me gifts. But there were also some downsides, and that was I didn't get a moment's peace. I mean, 99.99999% of the people who follow me are very pleasant people, but unfortunately, I don't even know how to say that. I've had some problems lately. That's all I'm going to say. Ugh. And that's part of the reason why I'm lurking up here in my hidey hole instead of just filming this at home. You know, despite it being unseasonably cool. It's still 95, my car said up here. It's not bad in the shade though, actually. It's pretty pleasant. But yes, I could just be filming this at home, but unfortunately, I was advised by the police not to film any more videos at the compound. That's right. No more Death Valley Live. No more compound videos. Wah, wah. I'm sorry. It just got to the point where... Oh gosh, I don't even know how to say this. Random people were showing up at my house, okay? And again, most of them were very nice. Almost all of them were very nice. But, I mean, it's my house. You know, a lot of times I'm trying to work, I'm trying to focus, and I know everybody who showed up, or just about everybody who showed up, had good intentions. But I don't know, man. It was still very awkward for my sister. Me, I'm the one who created all of this, so I more or less signed up for it. But my sister didn't sign up for this, you know, so she's home trying to chill, trying to do her thing. And there was an unfortunate incident, I'll just say that, while I was on the road, that unfortunately the friggin' sheriff's deputies had to get involved in. And they advised that I do not film any more content at the house. Okay, this all happened while I was gone. So when I got back yesterday, it was I always get depressed when I come back here. I talked about this a lot, I think, last summer. Anytime I'm driving back into this valley, which a lot of people who don't live here or live here part-time find it magical to descend into this valley. Like, oh, I'm entering Never Never Land. I'm leaving the real world behind. Woohoo! I sort of feel the opposite, or I have felt the opposite for the past few years. Like, I feel very depressed when I enter this valley. And that's what happened to me in spades when I got back yesterday after I filmed part 1 of this video. I hauled ass to the Vegas airport, dragged all my bags out of the rental car. I had 9 bags, okay? It was really hard to get everything out of there. And if you've ever been to the Vegas rental car drop-off, allow me just a brief rant. It's a big modern facility, but they friggin' gouge you like everybody in Vegas does, or I guess all airports in general. I was going to get one of those baggage carts because I had 9 bags. And I'm trying not to be as frugal as I once was. So I go, okay, whatever, I'll pay $5. I only had to push the dang bags out to the front curb where my sister was going to pick me up. So it wasn't very far. But it was $7 they wanted for one of those carts. And I refused to be gouged like that. So what do you call it, leapfrogged. I had to carry like 5 bags ahead 500 feet and then go back and get the other 4 bags. And I kept keeping an eye, nobody was going to steal anything because I had a lot of expensive stuff in those bags. All my stuff from the last 4 weeks from traveling. But I did. I got everything. My sister came and picked me up, and then we came back out here, and I don't know. We went to dinner with her boyfriend and my friend Scott, and they were just, well, you girls better get a gate, get a shotgun, get this, get that. And like, I don't know, I sort of felt really bad. Like, I'm a jerk who brought all this on my sister, and now we got to start locking our gates, and we can't allow anybody on the compound anymore. I mean, it doesn't matter how nice you are, we cannot allow any uninvited guests to visit us anymore, unfortunately. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do a meet and greet. I was going to do the fire department fundraiser in November, the Weird Tacopa Festival. But now I'm not even sure if I should do that because it wasn't just this one guy while I was away. There's been a few. I've had like 3 different people show up at the compound asking me to have their baby over the past years. And I have a good sense of humor about it, but I mean, it could turn weird really quickly. And so I guess the best advice everybody has for us is just, I need to stop. So that's why I'm lurking here in the shade of my car on top of this lonely outcropping, drinking a beer in my bikini. But I did have to come into town anyway to check my mail. I checked my mail and look at this. I got a really nice box of lollipops. And I'm not sure I'll be able to thank the person who sent me these because it came from Amazon. And for some reason you can't send somebody a thank you on Amazon anymore. So if you happen to be watching this video, thank you. She sent me these because, pardon me, if I don't get my phone back from the Australian government, rather than eat one of these foam mesh trucker hats, she said I could eat one of these hat-shaped lollipops. What a cute idea, huh? Well, I do think I'm getting my phone back. I emailed the Aussies this morning. I think I mentioned Bill already called and talked to them, and it is legit. I think I will end up getting the phone back, hopefully with the good footage still on it. I know I have to delete the stuff from Pine Gap, but hopefully they'll at least let me keep the footage I shot in Alice Springs. Then I also, check this out. Somebody also sent me this. in the mail. It's a medal. I feel like, oh, what? Did I win the Olympics? Have I won the YouTube Olympics? Well, in a manner of speaking, yes, I have. It says, Wonderhussy, I don't know if you can read that. Wonderhussy, 300,000 subscribers for content excellence. Isn't this cool? I feel like an Olympic gymnast, like an athlete who just won the gold medal in skinny dipping, or, well, maybe not the gold medal in skinny dipping since I wasn't even able to do that, but the gold medal in perseverance, okay? They can throw all kinds of things at me, but they can never keep me down. They can stop me from skinny dipping. They can even stop me from filming video at my own damn house, but they can never kill my spirit. Okay, back to the shade. All joking aside, this medal actually did kind of cheer me up a little bit because I was pretty dang depressed. I've talked about this before. I've been super depressed since about 2020, and somebody recently just sent me a link to an article. Some guy from Harvard or some fancy university did a study. There was a documented happiness crash in 2020 across all sectors of the American public. People self-reported way lower levels of happiness. I guess they do some kind of survey every year asking people, how happy do you feel? And they've been doing it for decades. And after 2020, there was a huge crash in people's levels of happiness. So I know it's not just me. I'm not alone, but that doesn't make it any better. Anyway, I've been depressed for the last 5 years. It got better. Earlier this year, I was actually pretty cheerful for a while there. But I don't know, man. I guess it's just post-trip depression. When you go on a big adventure like that and then you come home, I guess it's inevitable that you kind of crash. And originally I planned to go to Tahiti right after going back. So it would have been like, oh, it would have been stressful and back-to-back adventures, but I wouldn't have had that time to get depressed. Well, now, unfortunately, the Tahiti thing fell through. And I won't say too much about that because it was just a very awkward, uncomfortable situation for all parties involved. I feel really badly about it, but I did not and do not feel safe proceeding with that trip. So I'm not going to Tahiti. I was supposed to go to it's the 4th of July. I'm filming this on Wednesday, July 1st. But so a few days from now is the 250th anniversary of America. That's a huge milestone. I wanted to go to Washington, D.C. or some cool place, but when I was back east in Chicago, I got to hurry and get home because, well, first I thought I had to turn around and go to Tahiti. When that became apparent that it wasn't going to happen, well, I didn't have my own car with me. Mumford was in a hurry. He wanted to get home. He doesn't want to travel around for the rest of his life, and who can blame him? Me, I kind of do just want to travel around for the rest of my life, and that was the crux of the problem. I started to get depressed as we headed farther west. Like, oh, the trip is over. I wish I could just stay on the road forever. You know, the road goes on forever and the party never ends. I wish that could be true. Unfortunately, it's not true. And the road has ended right back here at my house, which I can no longer show you. So please enjoy this sweeping panorama of the beautiful desert instead. It sure is vast and beautiful. I mean, totally different from the landscapes I saw over the last 3 weeks, traveling through the beautiful green, lush Midwest where there's fireflies and flowers. Well, there's nothing like that out here, but those of us who love and appreciate the desert do see a certain beauty in it. These cars going by. I wonder if they even know I'm up here. I'll bet you $1 million. Well, I don't know. Far back that way, you would be able to see me standing up here. Especially since I'm wearing a neon pink bikini with this red, white, and blue medallion around my neck. But you know how it is when you're driving. You should just be focused on the road. So I'll bet you anything. Most of these people are just headed to Pahrump, and have no idea that there's some idiot standing on top of this rock talking to herself. I would think they would at least honk if they saw me. So I'm going to go ahead and guess that my secret little spot is still a secret, at least for the time being, and I can continue to come here and shoot vlogs and whatnot when I have something important to say, which is basically never. Man, I guess I'm just extra super bummed because part of the reason why I hauled ass back here and went through all the trouble of renting that car was that me and my sister were supposed to go celebrate 4th of July in this super quaint little town that happens to have a beautiful hot spring. right outside it, and also happens to serve the best carne asada fries on the planet. And so I really didn't want to miss out on that, which is why I rented the car and did all that. I mean, I could have just, I don't know. I was going to say I probably could have just gone and hung out at Mumford's house until he was better and he would have driven me out here, but Mumford needed a break. That trip was a lot for Mumford. I'm a lot for people. My life is, you know, I always used to go hiking and I had a hard time finding hiking buddies that could keep up with me because I'm not the fittest person in the world. I'm built like a penguin. I can't run fast and I'm not very strong, but I have stamina, staying power, stick-to-itiveness. I can go, whether that's hiking or just life in general. Now, Mumford is very athletic. He's very physically fit. In fact, he's more physically fit than I am. He could out-hike me, but when it comes to the pace of that road trip, I don't know if there's anybody who could have kept up with me on that entire road trip. So it was best for the best that I came back here thinking, you know, okay, cool, I'm going to go to the hot spring. But now I don't think my sister wants to go anymore. It's a long, complicated story. I don't know. By the time I post this video, 4th of July will already be over and I will have already done whatever it is that I did. Maybe I still will go to that town. Maybe I'll just go to Pahrump. Pahrum's supposed to have I mean, they got all those damn fireworks stores in Pahrump. They ought to have a pretty good fireworks display. I did go there once for 4th of July a few years ago when I was stuck here in the summertime and I was also very depressed. Gosh, I remember that well because I went to the park where the party was and I had a good time, but when I left, I was driving out of town. I kind of pulled over at the side of the highway to watch the fireworks and I bawled my eyes out. Oh, I've been doing way too much of that in the last 5 years. Sucks, man. I didn't cry the whole trip except for that one meltdown I had on camera because I was too busy. But now, unfortunately, it's like I had the adrenaline go. You know, I had to get up every morning at 5:30, get ready, go do the thing, stop at all the stops, go do the steak party, meet everybody who was there, film my live stream every day, post pictures on Facebook every day. Like, it was just go. I didn't have time to allow myself to have any sort of feelings about it. Now, it's sort of like I was speeding and like crashed into a wall. And now those feelings are all, I don't even know what the word is that I'm looking for. All those feelings I'm drowning in those feelings. And it's not very pleasant, but hey, it could be worse. Whatever I end up doing for 4th of July, I'm sure it'll be excellent. And whatever you did for 4th of July, I hope you had a good time because America only has a 250th birthday once, so we might as well celebrate it in grand style. However I end up doing it and however you did it. Cheers! Oh my God, we did come here after all! Dreams really do come true.